welcome to Technoviti 2022 and to this wonderful fireside chat we are organizing alongside Technoviti 2022. This conversation today is going to be on the area of experiential digital transformation. I have got three wonderful gentlemen with me in this conversation. The first of them being Mr. Surajit Chakravarti, who is the partner at for banking and financial practices at Instavi Technologies. And along with him, we have Mr. Akash Desai, who is the regional head solution consulting at ServiceNow. And along with both of them, we have Mr. Sriharsha Narasimhan, who is the co-founder and director of Instavi Technologies. Gentlemen, welcome to Banking Frontiers Technoviti 2022. So, Surajit, what is it that you think are the key challenges and hurdles or opportunities that the organizations see, which they would be wanting to take advantage of?
Sure. Thank you, Babu. And it's wonderful to be part of this panel and this discussion because it's close to my heart. And literally, as being part of the bank, we have lived this for the last several years. The challenge actually is much more compounded because the pace of the digitization and the pace of this transformation that's happening has been highly multiplied over the last few years. And thanks to the pandemic, it's just accelerated manifold. Having said that, it's all about client experience. It's all about how the bank operates. So I would like to kind of call out two or three major challenges that's in every CIO's mind, every COO's mind in the banking and financial industries. The first being, traditionally, banks have evolved building up silos and applications. So the question is, how do we seamlessly integrate end-to-end across multiple applications in the business and deliver a superlative client experience? Because that's the differentiator for a client today in the banking industry. The second one is, once you do that, it's about monitoring and making sure that you have all the footholds to proactively detect and build business insight for the client and the business. And the third one for a bank, and this is the essence of digitization, which is your digital foothold is actually your business. So how do you prevent outages, maintain consistent high performance uptime for your institute? Because there is no banking hours anymore in the digital journey. So how do you make sure you're up 24/7? Sure, you need to take down for maintenance purposes. How do you minimize that? But how do you make sure that you have predictability around preventing these outages and planning accordingly to give your clients a superlative experience? So I think these are the three big challenges that's on virtually every banker's mind these days.
Fantastic. What have been bankers trying to do or organizations trying to do to bring in this visibility and certainty in the recent times?
So I think first and foremost, what bankers are trying to do is to make sure that they have all the tool sets as well as all the technology to enable capturing all the issues that's happening in the bank, building a warehouse of how to use that insight to predict the future and make sure that you've got an end-to-end workflow with which you can actually add or morph to the business's needs in the future.
So, Akash, what are the kind of tools today that are available which can make this journey experiential, which can make this journey seamless and accelerate the overall experience of the employees and of that of the customers?
So, see, banks have evolved over a period of time. Technology has evolved over a period of time, and they made the best technology decisions that were available at that point in time. But the result today that we see is we have a lot of siloed systems, and all the banks, they have the front office, mid office, and the back office, and they work on those individual siloed systems. The problem is, are the employee getting a seamless experience when they have to work across these multiple systems? It's a dual chair approach today. And that is basically making the TAT unpredictable. There's a lot of email and phone-based conversations when you transfer a case from a front office to the mid office to the back office. So that seamless experience is lacking. How do we fix that, right? Should we put in another tool that will fix all of this? In fact, the banks today, the approach that they are taking, they don't want to have a tools approach anymore. They want a platform. Can I have a seamless integrated platform which connects my front office, my mid office, my back office, and provides a connected experience to its employees and as well as the customers? So today the banks have started investing on platform that has all these inherent capabilities like RPA, AI/ML. It has capabilities like providing a single system of engagement across all the functions. So this is the approach the banks are looking for now. That's about the seamless experience and connected experience part of it. Second part, what Sujit highlighted, the visibility part of it, the uptime of the services, how we provide a seamless experience to the clients, right? That is equally critical. And that has always been a top priority for the banks, the service continuity. Now, today, again, the banks have solutions around it. They have deployed tools which basically help them proactively monitor the state of the business services, the infrastructure and the applications that enable those services. But now they want to go to the next level. Because the digital dependence is so high, a single downtime can actually make a big dent on the brand reputation. So they are increasingly looking for more and more advanced solution here. So can I, from a proactive, move to a predictive environment where the problems are highlighted beforehand, before actually a downtime occurs? So here again, the cutting edge, I would say IT tools make a huge amount of difference. They have the AI/ML capabilities, which basically helps the IT, the CIOs and the IT heads, do a baseline of their environments, of their applications and the servers. And if there is any anomaly detected, the tools are intelligent to proactively, predictively reach out and say that, hey, this is going to go wrong. You need to start acting on it right now. So with this capability, the banks have been able to reduce the downtime considerably, the business impact considerably. And that is the kind of cutting edge solutions the banks are looking for. Also, they are looking at an integrated IT operations suite. So again, they don't want a solution which just monitors the infra, and then there is a separate solution for service management around it, and then there is a separate solution for asset management of IT assets. They want all of this on a single platform, on a single database, because that is what is going to help the agent who is going to resolve the issue work much faster, because he's going to have all this information on a single plane. He can progress the workflows very fast when he has all this information in a single pane of glass. So again, the single platform becomes a very, very important ingredient now moving forward. Now, tying these two stories, the connected experience as well as now the service availability, can I have both these also on the same platform? And that is where ServiceNow brings in the huge differentiator. So if a customer logs in a case saying that he's not able to execute a credit card transaction or not being able to make a payment because the payment system in the backend is down, today the teams at the banks are unable to link that customer case to the backend IT outages. So there will be 100 million customers who will be complaining, saying that the transaction is not going through because the service is down, right? Now, if I have a mechanism where I can actually link that customer case to the backend IT outage and track it uniformly, once the IT ticket is resolved, the IT issue is resolved, automatically the customer, all the 100 million customer cases are resolved in one go. That kind of a seamless experience the banks are looking for now. So how can I have my customer experience tied to the backend technology enablers seamlessly? That's again, something that the single platform, a single system of engagement provides to the bank. So this is the approach, Babu. Now I see the banks more and more are going forward, going towards to. And just the last part of it, it's always three things. It's not the technology alone. There is process and people. So people, process, and technology. And I'm sure Sriharsh will have a lot to talk about that part of it. But this three ties up together, and that's where the banks are looking forward for a major transformation.
Great. Thanks. Sriharsha, hi. How do you integrate this rocket engine into this bullock cart and make it work in this jet age is what we want to learn from you.
Thank you, Babu, for setting the stage. Yes, okay, we do have a bullock cart, but it's a digital bullock cart that we have. It has transformed. And it's the same story that we have been hearing for a while now. Okay, you cannot put a 1000cc engine into a Maruti 800 and expect it to perform. You need an end-to-end solution and end-to-end thinking. And this is where, okay, Akash said the right stage over there. It's not just the technology that needs to be transformed, but you need to consider people, process, and technology, because these are the three things that have been playing a key role. When I look back into my work and my contributions in the banking sector, okay, I've been involved with the digital payments from the last 14 years, okay, and core banking for the last 10 years, and the network security for about 5 years, okay. But when I look at the foundations that I had used for architecting solution and integrating things together, okay, I had to look at all the aspects. It's not just one piece of technology, but it's the ecosystem that exists. For example, when you look at the infrastructure in a bank, we still have siloed. When you look at the loan management system, it's a silo. When you look at AML, okay, that's a silo. And then core banking, of course, in India, we are much better, okay, because internet banking has become very, very dominant, and everyone is switching to UPI from cash, and that has actually driven transformation in the banks. But that has created more challenges. Now, with more transactions coming in to the bank, you need the applications in the bank to be available, okay, 24/7 and performing at the peak of the performance that's possible with the infrastructure. And in case there's a volume that's increasing over a period of time, we should be able to get into a predictive mode wherein we are able to foresee that the transaction volumes are going to be higher. Okay, again, if I rewind, end of the month used to be the peak transaction for a core banking solution, because you had to do a salary calculation, and then you had to do interest calculation and a bunch of fixed set of activities. Everything that we need to do should be focused on how do you create a uniform or the best possible experience for my customers, my employees, okay, and everyone who works in the bank and everything that's happening. Okay, so from that perspective, let's connect back to Akash's discussion and the challenges which Surjit talked about. So I have an issue that I'm reporting. Can I quickly make sure that the issue propagates to the right team? It's assigned to the right team, and they work on it and they work towards resolution, because they have visibility to everything that's surrounding the technology and the process and the people associated with that issue, so that we are able to get a unified view of what needs to be done and accelerate the resolution. So with this, going from actually being reactive in certain situations to being proactive and predictive. Okay, if I'm going to see a similar pattern coming up, I can now quickly go and change my process perhaps, or add few more things so that I'm able to address this in a proactive way. Okay, even though this is going to be a reactive situation. Okay, so and in all this process, there's tons of data that's available for us. How do we generate insights from this data so that I'm actively looking at what are the areas that I need to invest in, okay, in terms of technology, in terms of the people, training skills, okay, everything can become digitally driven, because today I have the ability to look at the data, and this is where our skills come into picture. And InstaWay Technologies, when we look back into our own careers, we have lived through this process and we understand what it is. So we have built the domain expertise to understand and blend, okay, the technologies that are emerging today in terms of AI ops, in terms of RPA, in terms of automation, okay, and then building the single platform of action. Okay, so these are the new things which are there, and we take our experiences and our expertise and the understanding of process and methodologies and blend that to bring the new technologies to life. Okay, so that we can build a single platform of action.
Wonderful. How are we integrating the dots together? Because everything is in a silo today, because on one side you have a channel silo, on the other side you have a branch silo, or you have a internet banking silo, or a customer care center silo. And ultimately, in this world of data, when AI has to work on everything, analytics has to work on anything to deliver that experience, how do you integrate all these silos together?
Integration is key to make all of this work together like a single system. And organizations have explored various solutions. Now, earlier there were point-to-point integration, then we went into the realm of enterprise service bus. And now today, a lot of banks are talking about microservices. So there are always this evolving technology that are coming up. But at the end of the day, what this still fails to deliver is a single system of engagement. And that is where a connected platform plays a very important role. So what ServiceNow does is, ServiceNow provides you that single system of engagement where you can execute all your customer workflows, your employee workflows, your technology workflows seamlessly on a single platform. And that is possible because the platform comes with a capability called Common Services Data Model. So it's a single database which can actually take a replica of the transactions that flow through in the bank. And the employees, when they work on this platform, they have the transaction reference when they are talking to their customers or they are collaborating internally. And that is possible because of this Common Services Data Model. So it's not just any other workflow engine that ties up all these systems together, but architecture is designed to be a true single platform because of the Common Services Data Model. Coming to the integration part of it. So again, here is where the industry analyst ranks us very high. We have a lot of out-of-the-box spokes available for the leading solutions that are there. So be it your CRM system, or be it your backend different technology systems, your payment or your supply chain systems, or your core banking systems. ServiceNow has a lot of out-of-the-box capabilities, spokes, through which you can very readily integrate with the systems and provide an omni-channel experience to the customers as well as the employees. When I say omni-channel, it can be through an IVR, through social media, through email, a portal-based interaction, and a walk-in kind of an experience as well, a branch experience. So the single system of engagement provides that single interface, that consumer-grade experience, if I may say, to the employees when they have to execute all the important customer workflows and internal employee workflows while dealing with the customer cases. So that's a brief on how the ServiceNow platform, the connected platform, solves the issue.
So, Babu, okay, let me add to what Akash elaborated now. Okay, so when I look back into the challenge that we have in the bank, me as a customer walks in and then I find an issue. I have two options now. Either I call the customer service or raise a request with customer service, or I go and talk to the branch manager or a bank employee. In either of them, I'm now creating a new silo. Okay, but by bringing in this omni-channel, it doesn't matter whether the bank employee is raising the request on my behalf because I talk to them, or I raise a request, okay, myself. That request is now visible to my relationship manager or the bank manager because I'm holding my account there. And then from there, as the issue trickles around the different departments for resolution, okay, the advantage of your single system of engagement plays a role. Okay, it's capable of taking the request that came from a customer who is outside of a bank, okay, and then making sure that the value of the customer, okay, or what the relationship that customer has with the bank is made available to all the different touch points for the issue itself, so that they have enough insight into who the customer is and why it is a priority to resolve this issue. Okay, and how many such customers are being impacted. Okay, all that information is available down to the IT level. And this is one difference that's there, okay, because if you look at the traditional model, you don't have visibility of how many requests came in, because they are again held in multiple silos. So by bringing in the single system of engagement, I'm able to scale up that platform itself, and then having enough information all the way from the branch down to the business teams, okay, and the application teams, okay, so that they are able to deliver that seamless experience that's essential for everyone within the bank. And that's very, very key. And that's where we play a role.
Great.
Along with service.
Great. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for this wonderful conversation. And we look forward to creating more and more seamless, effortless, frictionless, and experiential journey to all the customers and to the employees of the bank, with these kind of interesting technologies working for them and leapfrogging them into the digital future. Thank you very much for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you. It
Thank
was
you.
our pleasure.
It's a pleasure.